Oh, my dearest friend, I'm 78 years old, and there's something critically important, something nobody, not a single person, told me when I was your age that I simply must share with you right now. For most of my life, I truly believed that being a good woman meant always saying yes to everyone who asked anything of me. My husband, my beautiful children, my aging parents, my dearest friends, even my demanding boss, they all received my eager agreement, my endless compliance. I honestly thought that that was what love was supposed to look like. I convinced myself that that was the very definition of strength. But please understand this deeply. I was profoundly and desperately wrong about absolutely everything. And the heartbreaking truth is, you might be making the exact same mistakes right this very moment. Mistakes that cost me 60 precious years of my life. You see, for 6 long decades, I poured all my energy into being utterly perfect. The perfect wife, the perfect mother, the perfect daughter, the perfect employee. I chased an impossible ideal day in and day out, convinced it would bring me happiness and fulfillment. But do you know what I actually got for all that tireless effort and self-sacrifice? Utter exhaustion, deep-seated resentment, brewing just beneath the surface, and a life that truthfully didn't feel like my own at all. It felt like a role I was constantly playing, an endless performance for others rather than an authentic expression of who I truly was. Then, 7 years ago, something happened that utterly shattered my world, and in doing so, changed absolutely everything for me. My husband, after 42 years of marriage, passed away. And suddenly, for the very first time in my entire adult life, I was completely and utterly alone. I remember feeling an overwhelming wave of terror wash over me in those quiet moments, not solely because I missed him, though I certainly did, but because the terrifying realization hit me. I had absolutely no idea who I was without him. My entire existence had been defined by being someone's something, someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's helper. But stripped of those roles, standing in that terrifying silence, the profound question echoed in my heart. Who was I? What did I actually desire? What brought me genuine joy? It was a question I couldn't answer, and that, my dear, was the most frightening discovery of all. Let me take you back to a very different time, when I was a young woman of 22 and got married. The year was 1968. A vastly different era than today, you understand. Back then, women simply didn't believe we had the kind of choices and freedoms you enjoy now, or perhaps we didn't think we did. My own mother ingrained it in me, saying, "A good husband is all you truly need, dear. Everything else will naturally follow." So I married him. He was a kind man, a steady provider, and I dutifully stepped into the role of the good wife. I cooked and cleaned tirelessly, lovingly raised our children, and meticulously supported his career. I learned to smile when society expected me to, and to remain quiet when silence was deemed appropriate. And honestly, I wasn't precisely unhappy. I adored my children, and there were certainly parts of my life that I genuinely enjoyed. But beneath it all, there was always this persistent nagging voice, a quiet whisper in the back of my mind, constantly asking, "Is this truly it? Is this absolutely all there is to my life?" A voice I steadfastly ignored for 40 long years. When I was 35, a vibrant yearning stirred within me to return to school. I had always harbored a deep love for literature, and my secret dream was to become a teacher. But my husband gently yet firmly explained that we simply couldn't afford it at the time. The children needed me, he said. Maybe later, he promised. So, with a heavy heart, I waited. Years passed, and when our children were grown and launched into their own lives, I optimistically brought up the idea again. However, by then he was nearing retirement, and the pressing need to care for his aging parents took precedence. Perhaps in a few more years, he suggested again. And so, once more, I waited. Then, at 55, both his parents had sadly passed. Now, I thought with a flicker of hope, now it's finally my turn. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Our daughter faced a difficult divorce, and she needed extensive help with her young grandchildren. How could I possibly think of myself, I reasoned, when my family was in such dire need? And so, for the third time, I waited. And then, at 71, he died. And in that profound silence, there was quite literally nobody left for whom I felt I had to wait anymore. Here is the profound, painful truth that nobody ever tells you about being a woman, especially a woman of my generation. We were rigorously taught that self-sacrifice was the highest virtue, that putting absolutely everyone else first somehow made us inherently good. We were conditioned to believe that our entire worth was derived from how much we gave away rather than from the intrinsic value of who we truly were. And I must tell you, my dear, this deeply ingrained belief is a lie. A beautiful, tempting, and ultimately terrible lie. Because here's the stark, unvarnished truth I learned far too late in life. You simply cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot truly love others fully and deeply when you do not first love and nurture yourself. You cannot give absolutely everything away relentlessly and expect to have anything meaningful or authentic left for yourself. I gave and gave and gave until there was seemingly nothing left. And when my husband passed away, I looked into the mirror, not in fleeting glances, but truly looked, and I barely recognized the woman staring back at me. She looked profoundly tired. She looked undeniably old. She looked heartbreakingly sad, and most disconcertingly, she looked like a complete stranger to the very essence of myself. The entire first year after his death, I was utterly lost. I would wake up each morning with an overwhelming void, nothing to do, no one to cook for, no one to endlessly serve. For 60 long years, my entire identity, my sense of self, had been meticulously wrapped up and defined by other people's needs and desires, not my own. But then, about 18 months later, a small miracle occurred. I stumbled upon a forgotten letter he had written to me before we were even married. In its tender words, he spoke of my vibrant intelligence, my insatiable curiosity, and how he couldn't wait to witness all the incredible things he knew I would accomplish. I remember sinking to the floor, clutching that yellowed letter in my trembling hands, and weeping with an intensity I hadn't felt in years. I cried because I realized that the brilliant, hopeful girl he had fallen so deeply in love with, I had buried her. Not all at once, not with a deliberate act, but slowly, imperceptibly, over decades, I had quietly, systematically put her dreams aside. I had constantly rationalized it, telling myself I was being selfless, but the devastating reality was that I was slowly, agonizingly disappearing. That moment marked a profound turning point, a fierce decision within my soul. I was 72 years old, and in that instant, a resolute fire ignited within me, telling me with absolute certainty that it wasn't too late. I enrolled in community college, diving headfirst into literature classes, art history, philosophy, all the subjects I had always longed to study. I was undoubtedly the oldest student in all my classes, but I genuinely didn't care. For the first time in what felt like decades, I felt an exhilarating rush of life coursing through my veins, an awakening. I began to travel, starting with small trips to places I had only ever dreamed of seeing, and each experience was more wonderfully liberating than the last. Crucially, I started saying no. This, I must admit, was the hardest part of all. My children would call with requests, and I would gently but firmly reply, "I'm sorry, but I already have plans." Friends would invite me to social gatherings I had no desire to attend, and I would simply say, "No, thank you." And do you know what happened, my dear? The world didn't end. People adjusted, and I felt lighter, freer, more authentically myself than I ever had before. I'm 78 years old now, and for the first time in my life, I finally truly know who I am. Not somebody's wife, not somebody's mother, but just me. A woman who adores literature and art, who thoroughly enjoys her own company, who travels whenever her heart desires, and who confidently says no when she truly means no, and a resounding yes when she truly means yes. But here's the heartbreaking part, the part that keeps me up at night. I wasted so much precious time. 60 long years of my life I spent being the person I thought I should be, rather than courageously living as the woman I truly wanted to be. 60 years of consistently putting myself last. 60 years of shrinking my own magnificent spirit to make endless room for everyone else's needs and expectations. And my dear, I can never, ever get those stolen years back. So let me tell you what I desperately wish anyone had told me when I was 20, when I was 30, when I was 40 years old. You, my precious friend, are absolutely not selfish for having dreams. You are not selfish for wanting things purely for yourself. You are not selfish for the profound act of saying no when you need to. You are not selfish for bravely taking care of yourself first and foremost. You mistakenly think you have all the time in the world, don't you? You tell yourself, I'll do it later, after the kids are grown, after I retire, when things finally calm down. But here's the chilling reality. Things never truly calm down. There is always another reason to wait, always another person who seemingly needs you more, always another urgent obligation. And before you truly know it, my friend, you wake up and you're 70 years old and you realize with a pang of regret that you've never truly lived a single day for yourself. Not once. Please, my dear, do not make the same profound mistake I made. Do not wait for anyone to give you permission to live your own glorious life, because I promise you that permission will never, ever come. Nobody is going to gently tell you it's finally okay to be yourself now. Nobody is going to sweetly say, now it's your turn. You have to bravely take it. You have to fiercely claim it as your undeniable right. If you yearn to go back to school, then go. Don't wait until your children are older or your schedule magically clears itself. Do it now. If you dream of changing careers, then change. Don't wait for the mythical, perfect moment or until you've saved enough money or until everyone else in your life approves. Do it now. If you find yourself in a relationship that constantly makes you feel small, diminished, or insignificant, then summon your courage and leave. Don't stay simply because you've invested so much time, or because you're terrified of being alone, or because you foolishly believe it's too late to start over. It is not too late. It is truly never too late. Your life, my dear, is not some dress rehearsal. This is it. This is the one and only life you are granted. And every single day you spend living for someone else is a precious, irretrievable day you are not living for yourself. I know precisely what you're thinking, but what about my beloved family? What about all my responsibilities? What about simply being a good person? And I am telling you, with all the wisdom 78 years has given me, that you absolutely can be a good person and still maintain healthy, firm boundaries. You can love your family fiercely and still possess your own rich, fulfilling life. You can fulfill your responsibilities diligently and still passionately pursue your deepest dreams. In fact, you will be a far better mother, a more loving wife, a more supportive daughter, and a more genuine friend when you are living authentically, when you are true to your own spirit, because you cannot truly give from a place of chronic resentment, and you certainly cannot love others wholeheartedly when you are secretly angry at yourself for having abandoned your own dreams. The women of my generation, we were tragically taught to be small, to be eternally accommodating, to smooth things over at all costs, to never ever make waves. And we did it so exceptionally well, so perfectly, that we quite literally disappeared into the background of our own lives. But you, my dear, do not have to follow that same disappearing act. You possess choices that we simply did not have. You have opportunities that were denied to us. Please, I beg you, do not waste them tirelessly trying to be perfect. Do not squander them endlessly attempting to please absolutely everyone. Because here's the absolute truth. You will never please everyone, not in a million years. There will always be someone who thinks you're being selfish. There will always be someone who feels disappointed. There will always be someone who demands just a little bit more from you. But the only opinion that truly, profoundly matters is your own. Can you look at yourself in the mirror, truly look, and be genuinely proud of the woman you see? Not proud because of all the incredible things you've done for others. Not proud because of the vast sacrifices you've made, but proud because you are living a life that feels authentic, vibrant, and utterly true to you. True to. When I look at the beautiful young women today, my heart aches to see them making the very same mistakes I so painfully made. Saying yes when their hearts cry no. Putting their precious dreams on an indefinite hold for their partners, their children, or their parents. Shrinking their glorious selves to fit into someone else's narrow, outdated idea of what a woman should be. And I want to reach out and gently but firmly shake them, to plead with them. Stop. Stop right now. Your dreams matter. Your voice matters. You matter, not because of all the things you dutifully do for others, but simply because you exist. It took me 72 long, meandering years to finally learn that most fundamental lesson. 72 years to realize with profound clarity that I was allowed to take up space, that I was allowed to have deep desires, that I was allowed to simply choose myself. Please, my dear, don't take 72 years. Learn it now, today, in this very moment. Your younger self, with all her hopes and dreams, is depending on you to honor them. And your future, older self, looking back with a knowing smile, will eternally thank you for it. I'm 78 years old, and I have been truly living for myself for only 6 years. Just 6 glorious years out of 78. And without a shadow of a doubt, these 6 years have been the absolute best, most authentic years of my entire life. I am happier now at 78 than I ever was at 30. I am more truly myself now than I have ever been. I am finally truly free. But oh, how I would give absolutely anything, everything to have those 40 lost years back. To have started living for my authentic self at 35 instead of 72. To have boldly said no when I meant no. To have chased my dreams with fearless abandon the moment they first sparked within me. To have confidently taken up my rightful space instead of shrinking into the shadows. You, my friend, you still have time. You have so much precious time. But only if you start right now. Only if you stop waiting for some elusive permission. Only if you stop stubbornly putting yourself last. Your life, your authentic, precious life, is happening right now, not later, not when things mysteriously become easier, not when everyone else in your orbit is perfectly taken care of. It is happening right now. So I ask you deeply and sincerely, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to bravely live it for yourself? Or are you going to wake up one day, just like I did at 78, and realize with a heavy heart that you spent your entire existence living solely for everyone else? The choice, my dear, is profoundly yours, but please make it now, because time, relentless and unforgiving, does not wait for anyone, and neither, I implore you, should you. If this message resonates deeply within your heart, I sincerely hope you will share it with others. Not for me, no, but for every single woman who desperately needs to hear these truths. For every woman who is, at this very moment, putting her own precious dreams on an agonizing hold. For every woman who falsely believes she is selfish for daring to want more from life. For every woman who is patiently, perpetually waiting for permission to truly live her own glorious life. Know this from the bottom of my 78-year-old heart. The permission is wholeheartedly granted. Now please go live.